Welcome.
Brand new Los Angeles rap that goes nowhere.
Oh yeah!
Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see
Captain Marcus McCunwell and crew, frequent privateers of the Royal Crown, also known on the high seas as Captain Anarchy. You and your crew stand accused of treason on the high seas against the American colonies. How do you plead for you and your crew, sir?
I'm going out every time Jesse wants to get drunk, which is basically about every day that ends in Y.
Every day that ends in Y.
It's a song by Throw Rag, dude. You never heard that song?
I don't know, maybe.
There's a song that goes... You never seen Throw Rag?
I don't think I think I've heard them, but I haven't seen them play.
Yeah.
But I know
Dude, they're awesome, dude. They're a sailor-themed punk band, but like very rockabilly, roots rock sounding. And they have one guy who actually plays on spoons. And the lead singer looks like Popeye, and they're from the Salton Sea. That's why they're sailors.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And like their first album's more rockabilly sounding. And in 2000, they were on top of the world locally. Because they were in that documentary Badgeville, and every show they play, they would just be packed. They were like HTH before HTH. I remember I went to the Galaxy in Orange County, you know the Galaxy. Headlining was Toilet Boys. Remember Toilet Boys? Baby! People were there for Throw Rag over fucking Toilet Boys.
What the fuck?
I mean, that's a band endorsed by Trauma. Yeah, they're from the East Coast and this is the West Coast. But this is a band who fucking like headlines the fucking Key Club and shit like that. Then Throw Rag ended up going on tour with Flogging Molly and Motorhead of all people.
Really?
Go there to see like Lords of Altamont. Throw Rag was headlining. I ended up like liking him and going to all their shows. I love
Yeah, I remember came around a lot, and they always played with good bands. People talking about them saying they were great, and I remember watching some of their videos and stuff and hearing material, and it sounded pretty good. You know, I like a lot of different fucking genres of music, so it's like there's entire bands that have come and gone already that I missed out on because there's just so much going on, so much to do. It's like I love the way that people talk shit about LA.
LA's lame, and SoCal's lame.
Go fuck yourself.
You know what band was the biggest endorsers by Atlantic Records?
Let me guess, the Offspring?
Yep. No, every time we heard the first Offspring album, the self-titled one from '89. It sounds exactly like HP.
Well, yeah, and they used to reach out to us and say, hey, we're like the Orange County version of you guys. Book us shows up there in LA, and we'll book you shows with us down here in Orange County, but we just never followed through. It never happened. We were too young. We couldn't get it together. And then, as we know, they ended up, them and Green Day and some of those other bands that were originally hardcore punk bands ended up becoming the new pop punk of the 90s later on.
And that could have been you.
Which is probably what we should have done with HP.
Yeah.
We could have kept HP together past 1987. Dawn of the Dead was probably right. We should have stuck with hardcore punk, cultivated the pop punk edge, and then when we saw that happening with those bands, we could have followed suit. And who knows, maybe we'd be on tour opening for those bands to this day, rich and famous or whatever. But I didn't want to do that.
And then what happened?
Playing for a few years in Migrain, and that was where I saw like the glamour punk. Alley Cat Scratch and Purple Haired Zeros. And hanging out with Sammy Sirius in their heyday.
It was insane. It was just, not Mr. Insane, but it was insane, okay?
And then from there, one of the last shows we did was at some venue in Silver Lake. It was like a studio or something. It had all glass windows, and it was on the corner. And the place was packed with like a couple hundred people. And we were in there tearing it up. And I had brought a cassette tape, a mix of old school punk bands. In between the bands, I was playing my mix over the PA for people while the bands were doing the set changeovers. Well, we were playing, and we're almost done with our set, and the cops showed up. And the whole thing was like an illegal operation because, you know, we had kegs, and, you know, we had underage people in there drinking. It was basically to show up and pay $5, and it's all you can drink, and you get to see a bunch of bands. And everybody just ran for the hills, grabbed their gear and split, and the crowd was like running every which way. And I went to go grab my cassette tape, and someone had stolen it. And what was left behind was the first Cinderella album. Who are these butt pirates? stole my tape, so I'm getting something out of this. So I grabbed the tape and split. And I threw it in the tape deck of my sports car, driving home, and started listening to it. And I was loaded, and I was rocking out. You know, I just kicked ass at this show or whatever. And I put this on, and I rewound it to the beginning, side A, and I started listening to it, night songs and all those songs that are on there. And I was totally rocking out to it. And then I realized that I had been hearing this band on the radio for the last few years, like on KNAC and stuff, knew these songs and liked these songs, and never even knew who the band was. And I was like, oh my God, this is the band that plays those songs that I've been listening to. Been dancing to them at KNAC night, stuff like that. My old drummer, Jose Kid Chaos from HP, he used to put some of those songs on mixes, and he would play them at parties when we would party at his house or down in the creek. You know, he would sneak those songs in, but he never really talked about it or told us who they were because he didn't want us to know that it was a glam metal band called Cinderella.
Oh, snap.
Remember Rakit?
Yeah.
I did Rusted. I know why he was #1 in Rock City is because his wife was Ruben's attorney. That's why he was industrial band 3 years in a row, like in the Rock City Award, and why he was always on the cover of Rock City, and why he had all this huge following, but like the Goths didn't really like him because his lyrics sucked. Like honestly, their biggest claim to fame, there was this movie that came out in 2000 called Soul Survivor, and they were on the soundtrack.
For every soul taken,
Sometimes I feel like he's still here with me. I mean, really here.
there is one left behind.
Yeah, their big claim to fame is now unknown.
But why?
Like, basically, what happened was in 2003, that was the end of their band, or end of him, because like my guess is Angeline Gates caught him trying to cheat on her, and obviously she's the one paying for everything. And then we never saw him again. At one point in 2000 to 2002, the two top local industrial bands in LA was Rakit and Carbon 9.
Well defined inside my mind, the words you chose to say goodbye.
And you know what band destroyed their entire popularity? HCT8. Come on! Carbon 9 was all gimmick. And HCT8 played right before them at the Whiskey for a sound check. And then Vicky D says, hey, at least we ain't no fucking gimmick. And after that, they got rid of the midgets.
Really? Why?
The last time Carbon 9 played a legitimate show with Rakit was at that Rock City show at Utopia when I went and drag and you hit on me.
Why would you do that?
That's me and Gerardo's running gag is, don't ever go and drag again, because we had to save you from Marky and that other guy trying to rape you.
I don't even remember that.
Watch videos of people on YouTube reacting to fucking YouTube.
Coming soon to both Lost Anarchy magazine and Don't Watch Mojo channels. We got some badass graphic novel reviews.
And the masters of the universe.
Eternity War Volumes 1 and 2. Also got some Ladies for a Gentleman. Hitchhiker's Guide by DC Comics.
The celebrated best-selling novel, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What is this thing?
It's the guide. It's got everything you need to know to survive in the universe.
Well, I can't wait to start that. And Married Children 2099.
And then...
Some more Star Wars Legacy. I don't got all of them. I'll have that collection real soon. Now officially uncanon. And of course we got Grendel. Yeah, we got a few more of those.
And then...
Scud, Disposal Assassin, the whole shebang, which is big, giant Bible size. It's huge. Stay tuned and be on the lookout for Lost Anarchy magazine, issue number 19, out June 16th, all over basically LA and some other places. And shout out to our patrons, Count Moribond, my homie from the Rainbow. I'm not gonna say what he does, but this guy is badass. Check out his channel. He does a lot of stuff on satanic poetry and other satanic Bible studies. And also a shout out to one of our other newer patrons, Janitor Jake. I've been a fan of his for years, and
Talk about nostalgia, huh?
And of course, shout out to our usual patrons, Ryan Zacher and the Fly Attractor. We're living in a...
Check out our Patreon, and linked in the description as you can tell, and support our cause. We don't get paid for this shit.